After a month of using the POCO F3, I would say that I'm very much satisfied with the phone, but of course it's not perfect and there are a couple of things that I would have wished the phone has. But still, the POCO F3 can give you a flagship experience without spending too much. So in this video, I'll share with you what I believe are the hits and misses of the POCO F3. Let's begin with the things that I don't like with my POCO F3, starting with the missing slots. I would have preferred a 3.5mm jack port on the POCO F3, but that's workable with the jack to USB Type-C adapter that comes with the box, or just use a Bluetooth headset. But what's critical is the choice between the 128 or the 256GB version of the POCO F3, because the phone doesn't have a micro SD card slot compared to other phones with either a dedicated micro SD slot or at least a hybrid SIM card micro SD slot. Next thing is the fingerprint scanner. With an AMOLED display, I was expecting an under-display fingerprint scanner, but with the POCO F3, it has a side fingerprint scanner embedded on the power button. This may be a non-issue to some, but coming from the much cheaper Redmi 10X 5G, which has an under-display fingerprint scanner, it took me a while to get used to the new scanner location. What annoys me the most is with the side fingerprint scanner, there are accidental scans. When the screen is off, you'll be surprised to feel a vibration and then see the screen light up because you accidentally touched the power button. Now let's talk about the POCO MIUI. I'm a fan of the MIUI integrating what I like with Android and iOS. It's my first experience with the POCO MIUI, and all I can say is that I am not a fan of this version. Aside from the better experience I had with my Redmi 10X 5G, the POCO MIUI has advertisements on it. Initially, I didn't notice the ads, and you can actually disable some recommended apps that pop up on your folders. You'll see these ads every time you install an app or every time you optimize your device using the security app. Not that this is a deal breaker, but you kind of wish that it wasn't there to begin with. The POCO F3 can handle heavy games easily, but one thing that bothers its users is the sudden dimming of the screen when playing these games. Despite turning off automatic brightness and putting brightness at the maximum, somehow the screen still dims, which I did not experience with the Dimensity-powered Redmi 10X 5G. Then finally, one of the main issues raised by POCO F3 users is the touch delay. Initially, I didn't notice this since the delay is experienced when you move your finger ever so slightly. For casual use, this won't be an issue, but for gamers who want an accurate movement, this can be bothersome. What bothered me though is the scrolling issue, wherein the screen doesn't seem to respond when you scroll. I experienced this when scrolling slowly, but not always, which makes me think that this is a software issue rather than a hardware issue. Hopefully, this will be later addressed by some software updates. So these are the 5 misses for me personally, and for those curious if the POCO F3's camera is a hit or a miss, I'd say it's just right for its price. It takes good pictures, but don't expect flagship quality. Now let's move on with what I really liked with my POCO F3, starting with the display. Out of the box, the POCO F3's E4 AMOLED display is set to 60Hz refresh rate. Change it to 120Hz and you might not even go back again to a 60Hz phone. Another thing I like with the POCO F3 is the fast charging. The battery on the POCO F3 is 4520 mAh, which can last you the whole day, if not more, for casual use. For heavy users, however, the 33-watt charger included in the box can charge the phone from 0 to 100% in less than an hour. Now let's talk about performance. Another great thing about the POCO F3 is its Snapdragon 870 chipset, one of the fastest chipsets on the market today. Handling easily your daily tasks, the Snapdragon 870 is also a great gaming phone. Heavy games such as Genshin Impact can be played on maximum settings with no lag or stutter. In terms of connectivity, with the Snapdragon 870 chipset, the POCO F3 is capable of connecting to 5G networks. With the expanding coverage of 5G, both globe and smart, plus the recently launched Dito telecommunications, it's best to have a 5G phone to enjoy blazing internet speeds rather than get stuck with 4G. Now lastly, the best thing about the POCO F3 is its price. At around 18,000 pesos for the 128GB version and 21,000 for the 256GB version, you get flagship experience for half the price. And from time to time, POCO would even offer flash sales of the F3 and you can get it for 2,000 pesos less. And if you timed it right, you can even apply a few more vouchers in Lazada, as I got mine for just above 14,000 pesos for the 128GB version. With this price, you tend to forget all that's missing in this phone. It somehow negates the very few issues you might have with the POCO F3. Start browsing for competitors at this price point and you won't see anything that comes close. Most competitors would either have an LCD display or even lack 5G connectivity. Maybe even a slower chipset that cannot keep up with the Snapdragon 870. For such features, you really have to pay more, but not with the POCO F3. So that concludes what I believe are the 5 hits and misses of the POCO F3. With that, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, The Misadventures of Ronnie G. Thank you for watching and stay safe.